I'm here in the backyard of my friend Shane, who is a gardener, but really he's the owner of the biggest rowing channel on YouTube and a US Masters National Rowing Champion, which means he trains like a beast, he eats like a beast, he sleeps like a beast, but his garden looks like it skipped leg day for about 20 years. So I told him, in one day, we'll build out a new garden, and then I'm gonna give you 30 days to care for it and see if you can create something truly epic. This is the Epic Garden Makeover, brought to you by Gorilla Cart. Oh, look who we have here.
Oh, hello,
Just
sir.
feeding the 17 hens.
Yeah, how are you?
Are those alive? No.
I wish.
I thought they were for a second. They were moving in a weird way. So we're here in your backyard, Shane.
Yeah.
I was here, unbeknownst to many on the channel, almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Planting a Chicago hardy fig in the yard. And obviously we can see the orchard has expanded.
It has.
Since then. We have hens now that I don't think we had before.
Nope.
But we do have a garden. It's a little suspicious.
So we're back at the garden.
Okay. I see
what's left of it.
I see pine trees in this one.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I think that was a Christmas tree that my kids repurposed as part of their fairy garden.
Just stabbed it right in the ground.
Yeah, I think they're little trees. My daughter has absolutely loved nurturing the fairy garden. The plants, on the other hand.
We're growing something interesting here.
Yeah.
We've got one of these like variable composters in here.
Yep.
How did this work out for you?
It worked okay.
Okay.
It gave me at least a start on getting into compost. If I'm active with it, it works well, but clearly I haven't been super active with it.
We've got an herb bed here that looks somewhat functional.
Yeah.
Is this mint though? Oh no, that's oregano.
It's oregano. I think you can see, it's just, everything has been patched for me. It's just become overwhelming.
Here's what I'm seeing. Patchy beds.
Yeah.
We've got some replacing to do. We'll swap the beds out. We'll take a look at the soil.
Yeah.
And then we brought some plants. We'll try to design beds based on the location, because of course sunlight's a very, very important thing as far as how you locate a garden. We'll see how the sun falls over, because it's no surprise to me this is doing really well.
Right.
And the rest of this isn't. Probably because this is blocking some of the sun, keeping the soil more moist. That's why this is alive. So that tells us maybe this hasn't been watered as much as it should have been, or something like that. So let's get the guys. We've got the garden boys here. We will crank out a cool install with you, Shane, and then we will teach you how to keep it alive.
I love it.
Let's do it.
We are
The Garden Boys. So Garden Boy activity number one is to figure out if we can get the bed off clean.
Yes.
And it looks like we can, Jacques. Show the people.
So here we go. Take a shovel, pop it in the corner, give it a nice wedge. And so what I'm seeing here is that all the soil is staying down below and the bed is popping up. What that means is that we could lift this whole bed off and just
so handy.
swap the new bed right on top.
Okay,
See?
Bed one done.
Wait, what? I've never seen Char do this before. This is some mystical advanced gardening outside of my knowledge. All of this is on a single stem, but there's no flowers. It's not bolting. So usually I don't control individual plants.
Me too.
I actually don't know what's happening here. I have to admit. What we'll do here is we'll add a little bit of soil. We might fill up all the way because with tomatoes, you could bury the stem a little bit. It's no big deal. We'll just produce more roots, but this fit pretty perfectly. And we saved almost all the soil. So that's wonderful. Love it.
So the sun's gonna rise this way, be blocked by your avocado, be blocked by your lime, and basically fully shade this bed. That being said, I think we could probably remove maybe this section of the lime, perhaps take the height down a little bit and stop letting it creep into these two beds. You get a little more production out of both the lime and the beds.
So on this back corner here, we've decided to go with a round bed. And this is for two reasons. One of them is that this section was getting cut off a little bit. You can see the concrete pad here. The existing bed didn't line up with it. So it made it a little bit tight around this side. But also on the other side, there's this whole lemon tree here. And we wanted to give some accessibility to that as well. So by putting the round in the middle of where the old bed was, we've opened up more walking and working space around both edges. And it also softens this as like a soft corner instead of a hard edge. Now, since this is a different shape and we have extra soil on the edges, we're going to shovel that from there into the Gorilla Cart, and then we'll dump all that soil right back into the bed.
Energy's up, and we are going to use the sponsor of today's video, Gorilla Cart. Look at the turning radius on the 7 cubic foot dump cart. It carries so much, it's so heavy duty. And the name, dump cart, take a look at this. We'll bring it around, No worries if we go over a little bag of soil, handles it. The wheels are super sturdy. We'll pony it right up to this little bed here. And then Paul has got me on getting this out. This will actually fully go over so you can use 100% of the soil. You won't have any left in. But in this particular case, we would hit the edge of the bed, which we don't want to do. But I'll show you how it works in a second here. We've used these for years now, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
We love them.
We do.
And they last freaking forever.
I know, man.
They're so sturdy. And then just to show you how far this will actually come out, if you were really moving a lot of debris, you could do a full dump just like that. And then it snaps back, no problem. So thank you to Gorilla Cart for allowing us to do these amazing installs with Shane and some other ones you'll see coming up here on the channel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the soil that Shane already has, but we're gonna cut in some higher quality mix that we know works. And that's just because we need to give this guy his best chance at gardening, guys. So we're going in with a raised bed mix, super high quality, absolutely love it. And then we'll kind of cut it in to the rest of the mix just to make sure it's a little bit more blended. If you're ever filling into a bed with existing soil, you just wanna make sure you get around the corners because that's often where it's really loose and you'll start losing soil over the year to that. So see how if I push it into this edge, it just keeps kind of filling it up? That's what we're trying to do. Make sure it's all the way full. Okay, while the guys are trying to finagle that last bed in, I'm gonna secretly upgrade Shane's hose with the Gorilla hose reel and this crazy durable hose. Let's hydrate our first bed. Whoa, that spray is intense. That's just soaking it up. And this location is really nice for it because we can come out from this area all the way over here.
What's that?
Got you a hose that works.
That's way nicer than my broken one.
Yeah. All right, my pruner spirit's within me activated. Normally you would take about 30% max off of any fruit tree that you prune. I clearly took a little bit more. We'll see. It was just growing way too tall, guys. And so now what we have is a much more shapely tree that Shane and his family can actually reach the fruit of once it comes up. And it's gonna be these beautiful purple plum leaves kind of buttressing these two beds, which will be fantastic. And I think all of the beds are filled with soil, so it's time to plant.
So I've got an initial layout of all the plants,
Yeah.
rough idea. Any changes, feel free.
Okay.
But I'm thinking right here, this is like your entryway bed.
Yep.
So to me, I thought it would be cool to put some nice, beautiful flowers. We got some zinnias and cosmos. They'll get tall and they're a blend of different colors. If we move over to this bed, we have that oregano that was saved. So I
Yeah.
figured we'll see if it makes it, let it do its thing there.
Okay.
A lot of little flowers that will kind of intersperse.
Yeah.
But right here, I've got a cantaloupe.
We love cantaloupe.
Oh, perfect. And the nice thing about this location is that it's going to be able to sprawl into this open area over here under the magnolia.
Cool.
A lot of sunlight, because it's a creeping plant. We also have this indeterminate tomato, and you had that big cage.
Yeah.
So I figured we could just like plop that like right there and let it just turn into like a tomato mountain. Now, since we already have this tomato here, my thought was that we could kind of expand this into a salsa bed.
Ooh.
So we've got some tomatoes, we got another Roma, jalapenos, and onions.
Okay.
So the nice thing about these onions is that we're gonna have to break them up into individuals. And
Okay.
since it's like so hot,
Yeah.
we wanted to take advantage of the shade from these tomato plants. And the onions will do just fine in a little bit of shade.
Okay.
Put some jalapenos, then you got everything you need for a salsa in one bed. And then as we move our way down, we've got the sweet marjoram, which I love that herb. It's a really multi-purpose one. And I had Kevin transplant some strawberries from that bed over here.
Yeah.
And so we have 6 more strawberries. As we kind of get into this back corner, this is where I was like trying to figure out how to get a little creative with what we got. We've got these bush beans, put them close to the edge. They'll be all set up in the front here, so it'll be really easy to pick and visually see them.
Got it.
And then on the back row there, we have some cucumbers. I thought it might be interesting to try putting them on the back there because then they could fall over the wall and that'll allow those vines to kind of keep growing without taking over too much space. Now for the final bed, this is the one that's right next to your kitchen.
Yeah.
So I figured this should be the herb bed.
Okay.
So what we've got here is some thyme, some lemon thyme, parsley, and cilantro. And all of these being right next to your door makes it really easy to just like jump outside, grab a sprig of like cilantro or parsley, and just keep on cooking.
I think my only final question is on
Yep.
watering. Am I in a situation where I should just be hand watering as things are starting to take and I'm just coming out here and spending the time each night, or should I use the irrigation that I have in place with the sprayer heads?
Definitely use the irrigation. The first day, like today, we're gonna hand water everything. And then probably for the first couple of weeks, you're gonna wanna just check, or the first week at least, to make sure that these roots are starting to spread into the garden.
Okay.
But yeah, since we have some existing irrigation, we'll set that up again. And that should do most of the work, especially with the mulch.
All right, Shane, so I've noticed permaculture approach, you got mulch kind of all over the yard.
Right.
But you don't have it in the garden yet.
Yeah, correct.
So we are going to bring you the best mulch, in our opinion at least, which would be straw mulch.
Okay.
So this is our organic, non-GMO, USA grown, shredded straw.
Okay.
Why is it good? It's very light colored. So especially here where you live, it's gonna reflect a lot of the heat straight out of the gate. And then it's gonna insulate the soil and keep the moisture in the soil just because it has the properties of normal mulch. So it's kind of a double whammy. We're probably gonna go about an inch or two max, just because we don't have too much on us right here.
Okay.
But this will dramatically reduce how much you have to water this garden. So you do this plus irrigation on a timer.
Yep.
Now your garden really runs, it's not autopilot, but it takes away some of the like major failure points that a beginner, not that you are one, but a beginner might have.
No, I mean, I feel like this is already going to mitigate a lot of my issues, which I think I've been battling against this heat on the surface for a long time, but just not recognizing that that was my major issue.
Yeah, because if your soil's getting blasted 24/7 by sun uncovered with no plants in it, it's literally cooking the life out of the soil.
Yeah.
And so then you don't have the microbes, the bacteria, the insects to help like actually mobilize all the nutrients. So growth just starts to slow down and your performance goes down.
And we don't want performance to drop.
No, we're talking to
As an athlete,
an athletic champion here.
it's like the difference between having a fan on you when you're doing a hard workout and
yeah. Well, you were
having to
saying
do
you
it.
slam some caffeine before a race, right?
I will do caffeine before a race, yeah.
So this is that for the garden.
But also you always want to try and stay cool, right?
Yeah.
So we're we do what we can to try and mitigate. And then does it matter if I, accidentally cover one or?
It's pretty robust. I mean, this basil, as long as it's getting light, you can just totally bury it, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yep. So, plus you got a little bit of a farmy look now. Well, it looks like the garden boys put up a good showing today, huh, Shane?
This was pretty amazing.
It's pretty fun.
Is this a weekly thing now or?
Look, it's up to you
Could
now.
be.
It's up to you. We said we'd give you one day, we'd give you a garden.
Yeah.
You have 30 days to show us that you're not just an athlete, you're a gardener.
I will succeed.
Live up to your name.
Last name's Farmer, guys.
I know how to implement a training program. When you put it like that, I can succeed at
Okay,
this.
so we'll be back in 30 days. And we will rank and judge harshly.
Oh no.
If this has survived.
no.
I feel pretty good about it.
I do too.
We set you up for success. It's
Yes.
really all on you. We will see all of you back in a month. Well, Jacques, it's been a month since we were last at Shane's house. We've gotten a couple little clips from him.
Looks pretty good.
I think his training has been going well. It does look pretty good, but we need to find the man himself.
Let's do it.
Oh, pruning the tree, Shane. Looks like somebody forgot their plum for a while. Yeah, sure, Kevin, cool.
Well, look who it is. What are you up to, Shane?
Oh, hey, what's going on? I was expecting you guys.
Hey, it's looking really good.
You saying something? What was that you said?
No, I was just talking about the beans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Beans
of course.
are really going nuts.
Looks like that's what you were working on.
Yeah, no, they shade and whatnot.
Well, it's been a month. And Jacques, initial impressions.
I'm impressed.
Yeah?
Honestly, everything looks not only alive, but it looks good. And
It
like
does.
even the onion survived, which I was very on the fence.
What do
for.
we give that, an 80% chance of failure?
Yeah,
Those
and it
onions.
looks like they all made it.
I have to say,
They're thriving.
taking this plum down, the structure looks great now.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
yeah. This is the most full I have seen this tree since it's been in. And it's crazy because if you look at the thickness of the trunk,
Yeah.
it's always
It's
been
pretty substantial.
It's very substantial, but it's always been really spindly and really
Oh, okay.
tall. And I think you did a really healthy job of bringing it down and kind of forcing that growth out.
And look what we see here.
Little plumlets.
Little plumlets.
I hate to admit that you're right,
We've all been there.
but yeah, I suppose you are.
Okay, so let's look at the rest of the garden.
Sure.
These beans are popping to a degree I didn't expect. I have to be honest. This is a very full bed.
These are A pluses for sure.
yeah, it looks like you're gonna harvest soon, right? I see a couple little beans
Yeah,
in
I've
there.
seen some showing up. Like,
Are there some in here?
Yeah,
there's some flowers for sure.
yeah, they're popping. They're not filling out yet. So, and off the back, we've got the
I forgot we put cucumbers there. They got
the cubes
overshadowed.
Are starting to crawl over.
That'll be nice because they'll just fall over.
Yeah,
The herb
yeah.
bed really filled out. This,
Yeah.
I think the sort of two-tiered structure design ended up working out.
Yeah, and I came in last week and I was pruning along the bottom. I'm sure there's still some more I could do, but I was trying to clean up the bottom, let some airflow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea.
No, that's a good idea.
And I was doing that with all the tomatoes, kind of trying to weave them in so that they'd start crawling up the sides rather than kind of.
I'd say in a month you'll see this crossing the top here, and it'll be like this nice, like big globe.
Yeah.
And then you have the herbs around the side, which will be really nice.
And of course, like the cilantro is just going absolutely nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
I'm honestly really impressed by that.
Then we've got our strawberries here.
They're a little bit more slow going.
Aren't these the ones that we just lifted up? Like they were already here, weren't they?
Yeah, there were a couple that were there.
That's crazy that actually worked. And then the herbs,
as well.
we lifted these up too.
Not a thing failed. Like you guys did such a good job.
I mean, you did a good job
Nothing
maintaining.
It's really you.
Yeah.
We saw your
You
training
walked away.
montage. Yeah. We've got our tree here. So like this ended up working out, it looks like, because the peppers here are looking
They look incredible, honestly.
very good, and they probably wouldn't without enough light cutting in on them.
It's fascinating. It's literally growing by size from northwest to southeast.
I mean, I
Southeast
guess
being
that
the biggest,
does make
northwest
sense.
being-
And that one is like the darkest green, so it's probably getting tons of that late afternoon light that I really like.
Here.
It's funny what you learn just by looking, though. The onion's doing well. This is the tomato that you had originally.
Yes.
Yes.
And we pruned this up, and it looks like it's made it, I would say.
It has survived. I mean, it's pushing some tomatoes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
And then these are the ones we put in,
Yep.
and these did really well. Wow.
Looking really healthy. Again, these have been weaving up the cage.
I feel like this lift play really works, guys. You just pull it up and,
And just
plant
add
more
new
soil.
soil.
We've assembled all the garden boys on the original project. Paul is here as well. Shane, where do you want to take the garden next?
It just feels so inspiring to take it from where we are now. One of the things I really want to do is upgrade the irrigation because at the moment it's very manual. I'm out here hand watering with the new hose, which has been working fantastic, by the way. But I do want to get it upgraded on more automated watering systems so that I can kind of trust, because what I have isn't working super well. I want to do a big prune back in the orchard, clean that up. I may know a guy who did a decent job on a few trees.
A little more than decent.
I
let's be
tested
honest.
him out, and I think he passed. I need to take a little bit better care of what I have, which this started me on.
Yeah.
Was
Nice.
putting me on a training plan, which I understand. You put me in those parameters, and I get what we're doing. So I want to focus on improving what I have rather than necessarily doing something new. It's making sure that what I have is thriving.
Looks like we've taken Shane from Dark Horse Rowing to Dark Horse Growing here with Epic Gardening. Thanks to Gorilla Cart for the install. Shane, we'll be back in the future, but it was a pleasure to do this install with you. Thank you to the Garden Boys as well.
Maybe a new garden.
See you next
Thank you,
time.
Gar- yeah, am I-
Oh, he's an honorary garden boy
Yeah, there you
already.
Do I get a slack?
Yes, you get a flag.
Yeah, I was gonna say no.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Good luck in the garden and keep on growing.